My name's David Ballard Geddis Jr. I'm here to talk more about water here in the Tampa Bay area of Florida. Our current government is currently being dissolved, literally usurped internally and transformed into water regions. Actually this transformation was predispositioned in the Declaration of Independence. As you read the Declaration of Independence, it gives rise to new governments, new guards, and new appropriations. The appropriation being referenced in the Declaration of Independence does not apply to our existing Constitution. The Reclaimed Water variance application subscribes an appropriation to an internal private third-party foreign occupational takeover. This occupation literally takes title to your property here in Pinellas County in Resolution 95-286, Section 4C-2, and Ordinance 97-103, Section 126-509A. According to Statute 15303, Section 5, this variance is being granted both our personal and our real property. This internal private occupation abdicates all of our rights in Statute 170.03 in an attempt at birthing or naturalizing a 14th Amendment water board jurisdiction in and of the state via the 10th Amendment. Under the Due Process Clause of the 14th Amendment, the taking of life as bounty in Section 2 shall not be questioned. The Reclaimed Water variance is literally claiming your health, your safety, and your religious convictions. Reclaimed water is said to be highly treated and disinfected. It's not claimed as being sterile or sanitized. Breathing reclaimed water as an irrigated mist via your sprinkler system, in my opinion, is intended on killing you. The 14th Amendment also states that Indians are not taxed. The Declaration of Independence, oddly enough, claims these Indians to be merciless savages known for their undistinguished rule of warfare and destruction of all ages and conditions, and that Congress shall conduct commerce with these known Indians in Article 1, Section 8, as Congress conducts a ship of war, declaring captures of land and water based on reprisal. The Fifth Amendment furthers this congressional reprisal as presentiment in the Fifth Amendment. The perfect union in Article 6 appears to be a contracted union. The Indians, prefaced in the Declaration as savages, contracted with Congress, proactively tunneling themselves under the Constitution, declaring to be mercenaries, attempting to emancipate themselves, claiming naturalization or birthrights as individual, independent 14th Amendment water board jurisdictions, are not the indigenous Indians of this land. The Indians, known for their savagery, congressionally clothed as mercenaries in the Declaration, are the tribes, 12 tribes of the Jews, actually. The Jews are using secular tact and religious evasion in our Constitution, and they're attempting to hide under the tax-free Indian clause of our Constitution, keeping in mind that our Constitution has no reality or face to it. The new appropriation written in the Declaration of Independence, as I stated, applies to water governments. It's a premeditated act of constitutional betrayal. The Reclaimed Water variance is a spiritually intended offense, again, claiming to take our religion and health and safety and our property in both resolution and ordinance, except for the tax-free Indians, which also applies, as I said, to the Jews. They've emancipated themselves, or they freed themselves in the 14th Amendment, as it does not apply to them, just applies to everybody else. The Declaration of Independence is in support of individual, private, despotic water board jurisdictions, and this declaration must be withdrawn. The new government referenced in the Declaration of Independence applies to regional tyrants and private military water districts, like I said, via the 10th Amendment. These tyrants have used the liberty and freedom of our current existing Constitution to allow them time and measure to develop this water appropriation, allowing our water supply to enfeeble through coercion, political coercion and tact. Our current Constitution is actually a British decoy, placing us, the descendants of the colonists, in a hold of sorts. Federalist Paper 23 states that we've been placed in the womb of time, and Federalist Paper number 20 reveals the betrayal in our Constitution. The past 250 years has literally been a slow political act of usurpation. Our government's actually been, our Congress has been working, in my opinion, for Great Britain in some form of political espionage. Great Britain's been meddling within the structure of our politics here in the United States. This shape-shifting of government has been in the works from the onset of the Declaration of Independence. They just didn't read it that way in 1776. And actually Article 4, Section 2 in the Constitution is Great Britain charging the original colonists as criminals, which bases the bounty being referenced in the 14th Amendment. Resolution 95-286, Section 3K permits this internal third-party private occupation to enter our homes day or night to assure compliance with water usage. The Reclaim Water variance, as prescribed, allows this occupation individual Second Amendment rights to soldier the homeowner and to independently bear arms as a militia using the Third Amendment as independently prescribed in this appropriation. Maloney's Water Code, Section 1.13 also states that this soldiering will be accompanied, this water use, household water use will be accompanied by an annual surveillance charge. House Bill 639 claims that reclaimed water is to be used for laundry and toilet use. Irrigation is just being used to develop some form of riparian stakehold in order to develop rights to appropriate your land as part of a land acquisition to accompany this water board takeover. Once that's done, then they'll be using reclaimed water for indoor use. This political navigation has been in the works for, like I said, over 250 years. I do believe we all need to be aware of that situation. So heads up, folks.